Oh, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to episode 533 of FloWrestling Radio Live. I am your host, Christian Piles, joined, as always, by the duo of Stephen Kyle Brackey and Ben Funky Askren. Ben, with a last-second wardrobe change, he had no idea the clothes he was wearing. Someone just put a shirt on him he wasn't supposed to wear. And 1 minute before the show, he's like, I can't wear this shirt, and he left.
I'll tell you, my kids had, so my two girls have, there's another family that we're friends with, has three girls, and they had a sleepover last night, and it was chaos, and they were up early this morning, and I woke up and just, I thought, you know what shirt I actually thought I threw on? I thought I had on, Christian, the all-black Flow with an F.
Oh, yeah, that's what I'm wearing.
Yeah, can you see? Oh, yeah, you are. That's the shirt I thought I had on, and then I didn't even look at myself, and the camera came on, and I said, "Oh, damn! This is not what I should be wearing."
It was just a black shirt that said the F word, really in really large font.
No,
I'm just kidding.
It's one of my other sponsors, my bookie. Which hey, if you like gambling on fights, they're a great place to gamble on fights.
So you know what? A common theme on FRL is Ben fires people. It's a thing he does. He tried to fire John Kozak unsuccessfully, and he's rehired him several times since.
And he's got a promotion. He's good.
He's been promoted. So the Lord giveth and he taketh away. But now this is a first. Ben Askren actually firing himself for FRL material. Ben, what is going on with you and the Wisconsin RTC?
Yeah, I mean, we'll leave it simple. I resigned last night. When Bono and staff came on, I was excited. We'd been mired in mediocrity for too long with the Barry Davis staff and his tenure. And they asked me to be RTC coach. So I said, yeah. And initially I was going up there like twice a week. But then I, unretired. And then I eventually got this job. And I just couldn't make it. I was going 1 day a week. And I don't know, Christian. I've never actually had one of these relationships, but I've heard about. Have you heard about when like a guy starts dating a girl, and there's some signs early on that maybe it's not going to end up so good, but because they really want it to work out, they just stick with it. Mm-hmm. And then maybe eventually somewhere down the line, one of those signs is flashing too bright in your eyes, and you got to say, "Hey, I'm out." And that's what this was. So I'm not going to be the RTC coach anymore. I'm actually not been able to do anything with them for the last 4 or 5 months because of Corona anyways. So it's not like my day-to-day life changes. I'm at AWA all the time, and I will continue to be at AWA.
Okay. Well, That's it. Well, you have plenty of guys to coach still. That's and girls to coach. So. Yeah. All right. Well, Brack, have you ever been in a relationship like that?
I don't think so.
See?
No.
We
Piles, you were, weren't you?
No, I don't think so. Not really. I didn't have yeah, no, I don't think so.
Well, Piles, you posted some pictures from the beach this weekend, and you know what made me think, Bracky? I think the Piles house has been getting some PED shipments or something. His wife's jacked too.
Dude, she's jacked. Caleb's gonna be a mutant. Natalie and Caleb are like really strong.
Got him on that sauce early.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, we're jacked. We do. We're in the pharmaceutical industry, so to speak.
Oh man,
This is like that one? This is like when Peyton Manning said that the PEDs was for his wife.
See, this would actually check out in this instance. I think my wife's arms are bigger than mine. What were you gonna say, Ben?
Remember that documentary about the little kid, Baby Hercules, that were feeding him steroids?
Yeah, gosh, that kid's got to be messed up now. He's got to be 20-something at this point.
God, I feel like that was when I was a kid. So yeah, I mean, I would think he's like kind of our age, Christian.
Oh dang! Poor Wait, what was this called? Baby Hercules?
Wasn't it called Baby Hercules? I think.
No, if you Google Baby Hercules, it's a little. Oh, here we go. Little Hercules.
Little Hercules.
All right, because Baby Hercules is some sort of a cartoon or
That's
something.
Funny.
Dang it, my speakers are
on.
on.
Now you're watching commercials.
Highly unprofessional.
Dang it.
Yeah, I don't know. He's all grown up and chasing a new dream as of 2015. All right, so who knows what his new dream? He probably is like a yoga instructor. Oh my gosh,
he's not that shredded.
No, he's not even close to shredded.
What an embarrassment.
But if you took all those PEDs as a kid, it's got to F you up, right?
Yeah.
Dude, he's got a freaking dad bod.
He's got a dad bod.
Oh my god.
Oh, this is not. Oh, now he's on fire. All right, we got to get this video to Tyler's stat. This kid was so jacked. He could like bench. He's really flexible. He could do all this. He could like balance on a ball and all this crazy stuff. How did we get here?
He was definitely on your family on PEDs, Christian. That's how we got here.
Man, I nailed Caleb with a baseball. He missed it. Nailed him right here. He has a big bruise on it. It's pretty awesome. He's like, he keeps saying, I still can't believe I missed it. I still can't believe I missed it. All right, I'm trying to send this to Tyler. Maybe we'll pull it up. Maybe we won't. But Tyler should at least watch this. Tyler's our producer. I'm not talking to someone else. No one else has a code name named Tyler. It's just you can't see him. Okay, so relationships, PEDs, moving on.
Hey, how about me pranking Helwani yesterday? I would love to prank you, Christian. You'd be really funny to prank. I can think of a good one.
Well, yeah,
he's pretty gullible too.
That's the thing. I am a very gullible person, but I don't think I'm Ariel Helwani gullible. I think he may have me beat in that department. He fell for it. My son's very gullible. You can get him, but he's also 9, so maybe that's a lower thing. Yeah, you can try to prank me. But yeah, that was hilarious. Well, why don't you explain what you did in case people didn't see it?
Yeah, this fighter named Chase Hooper, he's got curly hair, and he started messing around on Twitter that I was his father. So we ended up, I flew him in. We did a bunch of skits. We filmed a bunch of skits yesterday. So obviously the video guy John's got to edit those and make them look nice. But we stayed off social media because we didn't want anyone to know he's really here. And I was on I was the co-host for Daniel Cormier because he's fighting this week. So I kind of took his spot with Ariel. And Chase comes on in the middle of the show. Well, Ariel doesn't know it's Chase and says, "Hey, Dad, can I have the keys?" And I say, "WTF, kid? Like, hey, I'm doing a podcast. Here's the keys. Get lost." And then he pops in and says, "Hey, Ariel." Yeah. And then so Ariel starts asking questions. And he asked like 27 questions. And somehow he didn't figure out that was my kid.
Yeah. And
it wasn't my kid.
Did you have it built in that you were going to say that you had a kid at 16? Or did you just have
No, not at all. I honestly, I thought he would know. My take was I thought Ariel would know what's Chase Hooper doing there, and then I would try to lie for a second, and then he'd say, "No, I know that's Chase Hooper," and then it would be over. And Ariel somehow didn't pick up on it, and he just kept asking question after question. What's his major? Why didn't he wrestle? Does he go to your fights? Like, just kept asking all these questions, and I just kept lying.
Yeah, it was funny. Well, good job pranking him. You should do it more often. Wrestling news. Rogers versus Pinto at Who's Number 1. That's happening, 182. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that's a great addition there. Excited about that match. Don't know if we're done adding matches to Who's Number 1. I don't believe that we are. I think we will continue to put matches on it.
So what was the problem with this one? That it wasn't
initially.
Initially. It wasn't done initially. Was there some hold up on the weight or something like that?
Well, it sounded like we thought
there was confusion about what weight guys were going to go.
Yeah.
Oh.
I think one of them they thought was going to be at 170. Obviously, the 170 match is Facundo versus Kyle Valencia. So I think that was why it didn't happen. And then they're both going 182, so it's a pretty obvious match to make happen.
We thought Pinto was going 70, and then Facundo Valencia was already happening at 70. But it does sound like Pinto's going to go 82, and even if he's not, it's a pretty awesome match to make happen anyways. So
yeah. So doing that, going to add some more matches, hopefully, probably, definitely. Excited about that.
Nice. Can you give us some hints on what those other matches are going to be?
No.
No. Fair enough.
Maybe afterwards. So Bader and Bray had Coach Borelli on the Stanford coach on the Bader show yesterday, and he's holding out hope, and as are we, that it'll happen. But one of the crazy things, and what I wanted to bring up, Ben, is apparently Stanford is saying, well, we could bring some sports back, but it's all or nothing. So they cut 11 sports. So like we'd have to bring them all back.
on,
And some of these sports are basically not sports. They're the hobbies of millionaires that are masquerading as sports. They're not even NCAA sanctioned. It's like various rowing. There's multiple rowing sports. Yeah. There's something that involves synchronized swimming, perhaps.
Men's and women's fencing.
Fencing.
Field hockey. It's fine. Lightweight rowing. Like, why do we need lightweight rowing? Men's rowing, co-ed, and women's sailing.
Sailing.
Which that's not an NCAA sponsored sport. Squash, synchronized swimming, and then 2 very legit ones, and men's volleyball and wrestling.
Yeah. So bring back the real ones. Keep the rich people's hobbies out. Seems like a simple solution to me.
Why are you picking on rich people? Are you trying to be a classist right now, Christian?
No, I'm just saying you can sail on your own time, but don't deny people an opportunity to wrestle, just because I don't know.
Yeah. Man, that just seems like, obviously doesn't seem like an easy way out for the university. I mean, a way to not bring sports back.
Wait, what?
Saying it's either all or none. That's an easy way out for the university. That's a way where they don't have to deal with this group or this group or this group or this group, right? Individually. And they can just say, hey, guess what? Unless you all come back, you're not coming back. And someone in that group is not going to do what they need to do to get brought back, right?
Of course not.
It's not worth their time and effort because it's a rich person's sport and they're just going to go sail on their own time.
Yeah, they're going to sail on their own time. See? Now you're with me. You're with me.
Yeah.
Have we not had a show since Ryan Crookham committed to Lehigh?
That was on Saturday.
No,
Holy cow.
That's a big commit.
That's a big one for the Mountain Hawks. Good pickup there. Talk a little bit about Crookham there, Bracky.
He's 2-time Pennsylvania State champ. He's number 2 wrestler in the class of 2022. And I believe he's behind Bouzakas, who's actually ahead of him in the weight class rankings. They had a really good Ironman final against each other. It's a really big commitment. I didn't expect him to make his decision as soon as he did. He's right there in the Lehigh Valley at Notre Dame High School, so it makes a lot of sense. And he wanted to go to. I know Stanford was high on his list.
Dang.
And maybe them, making their decision just made his decision easier. But he wanted to go to a very good academic school, and obviously Lehigh is that. And it's a big domino off the board, and like I said, I didn't think it kind of came out of nowhere. I mean, I didn't expect him to make it as soon as he did.
Yeah, and I wonder what the reason for the kind of early verbal was.
He's gonna be junior, correct? Not gonna be senior.
Gonna be junior, right?
Gonna be junior, yes. I mean, but remember, Christian, we talked about this a couple weeks ago, and one of our people in the chat did the research, and we were like way behind where we were last year at this point. Remember, he said we were at I think we were at 12 out of whatever 12, and last year was at 24. So I think it's about time some of these guys start committing, as as difficult as it may be, because they're not even allowed to make visits or anything.
Yeah, and if you look, I think you're gonna see guys commit to places that they've already been to, and he's obviously been to Lehigh. He's a Lehigh Valley kid. And you're going to see guys stay closer to home. They're places they're familiar with and comfortable with.
Well, good for Lehigh, good for Ryan. Exciting stuff.
Because the kids can take unofficial visits right now. They can go, but
they just go.
I can't remember one or a couple of my kids is doing something like that where they're not meeting with the college coach. They're just going to go see the campus and walk around and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
So, Ben, the Super 32 put out a statement. I'm sure you saw it because I know you are watching this closely because you want to send a whole bunch of guys to the Super 32. So it sounds like they are waiting for September to make the official decision, but as of right now, it's still on. I don't know if they're
that's so tough.
I know.
How tough is that? Because plane tickets, right? We're talking, people would need to be booking their travel already, and why would they want to book their plane tickets when, man, there's no certainty that that's going to happen.
Right. No one's going to book tickets until after that. I'm wondering if they would consider moving the event somewhere else to a completely different state. I'd heard that speculated.
South Dakota.
Yeah, but is that actually reality? Is that just someone that wants it in South Dakota? It's not. It's nothing coming from Super 32, right?
I have not heard that from Super 32, but I don't think, man, there's enough states up here in the Midwest that are very open, and obviously there's less activities than a normal year going on, so I don't know why they wouldn't be able to book something, especially like South Dakota has never shut down. They've been completely open the entire time. I don't know why they couldn't book something and say, hey, we're doing it there. No, I mean, to this point, probably a lot of people have not booked travel because they don't know what's going to happen.
For sure.
I don't see why they would at least think about those possibilities.
Yeah. Well, we're hoping for the best, kind of brace for the worst, just with wrestling news in general. I'm beginning to really question if there's going to be any season at all. I know last week I said, hey, no, there's not going to be any wrestling in the fall. Now, phone call I had yesterday, it sounds like there's not going to be any season at all for college wrestling, which, I've been pretty optimistic about throughout this time that we would have a season this year. And obviously a lot of it hinges on football and those decisions. I don't know, Bracky, you're following this closely as a football aficionado. What's kind of the latest on NCAA football, and that we all know how that domino impacts college wrestling?
Yeah, so on Saturday, the MAC made the decision to go ahead and push football to the spring. And for some reason, that set off this chain reaction. I still cannot understand why it did, but it set off this chain reaction with the Big Ten, where they felt the need to second-guess themselves. And it looked like the football season for them, at least, was in jeopardy for a minute, and it might still very well be, but at least for now, it's not. But for a conference like the MAC, it makes sense. A lot of schools don't have the money to do the testing that is going to be required. Yeah. And they can just – it actually saves them money not having a season outside of the non-conference games that they lost. But they don't have to do travel. They don't have to do the testing, all that stuff. So they can push to the spring and hopefully still get their games on TV, which it sounds like they thought they were going to be able to. So they'll get their TV money and everything. And who knows, we might be able to have fans in. But then the Big Ten presidents, it sounded like, freaked out. And it looked like football was in jeopardy there. And Trevor Lawrence, the star quarterback at Clemson, who doesn't even need this season, he will be the number 1 pick, or at least the number 2 pick in the NFL draft next year, just started a movement on Twitter and got with a bunch of college football players from around the country that started with the hashtag We Want to Play. And then coaches started making their voice heard. I know Michigan's Jim Harbaugh put out a bunch of stats yesterday with his football program and how they're doing, and same with Ryan Day at Ohio State and James Franklin at Penn State. And they're really rallying. And Pete Thamel, who covers this really well for SI, said it sounded like the presidents didn't really consult with people on their campuses before they tried to make this decision. And then they got a little ahead of themselves, and they're now backpedaling. And sounds like they will wait to make a decision. But I don't understand what changed to cause this.
Well, what that tells me, Kyle, is that everyone wants to be in front of this. We were the most proactive type of crap, and so like Big Ten presidents probably got annoyed that the MAC kind of jumped it, but then once all the players start pushing back, they need to cater to the players, right? They can't go against the players' wishes, so that's exactly why they're backpedaling. And Christian, you and I, chatted for about 2 minutes this morning on the phone. And I told you I'm struggling because what I'm hearing and what I'm seeing from a national basis, it's just not mapping to the reality of my life. I mean, we've been open as a wrestling academy since June 1st. We're pretty much busier than ever. We have had kids come in from all over the place to do wrestling camps. There has been absolutely zero spread of corona. No one's even worried about it. We put out free neck gaiters. The kids freaking wear them on top of their head like it's an effing joke or something, It's like, it's what's happening with it. It's just not mapping to the reality of what I'm seeing on a day-to-day basis. And obviously wrestling's about as close contact as it gets. And so, man, it just feels, I don't know. It feels like really weird to me that they're thinking about canceling football. And then, you talk about wrestling. NCAA's isn't until March. That's let's see, August, September, October, November, January, February. That's 7 months away.
Yeah.
I mean, how the heck do we know what's going to happen in 7 months?
And I guess what gets me is like Harbaugh was putting out all those numbers of the tests they've done, and school after school after school, it's 0, 0, 0, 0. Not even just football and all their fall sports that are back on campus. They've figured out a way to create a safe environment for these kids to play the sports, and nothing changed over the weekend. We didn't learn anything new about the virus. There wasn't some crazy outbreak on campuses or anything.
Yeah.
They figured out a safe way to do this, and in all the conferences they have, like we talked about last week, they have weeks in there where they can cancel games or move games if there somehow is an outbreak. And I just don't understand where this rash of judgment is coming from, and why you would even want to make that decision.
Well, what I don't understand is how, to me, inconsistently this stuff is applied, right?
Yes.
So protests fine, church bad, football bad, school okay. Like, but they're all going to go back to school, right? Many schools are going back.
Yeah. Well,
okay. The idea that, I mean, what do you think is going on? I mean, Ben, you talked about this.
College kids are not going to sit in their freaking house by themselves, guys. Come on, like, stop lying to yourself. Anyone who thinks college kids are going to go to college, do their online classes, sit in their room or sit in their house and not go socialize, you guys are insane. These are college kids. That is not what they're going to do. Unless you somehow put them in prison and don't let them out of their houses, they are going to get out of their houses. They're going to socialize. They're probably going to have house parties if the bars are closed. It's just, you know what I'm saying? It's like, it's so misapplied.
Yeah. RBY had a great tweet about this. He's like, let's cancel, it's kind of being tongue-in-cheek here, let's cancel fall sports who will actually proceed to practice correct protocol, but allow thousands of students from all over the country back to their campuses for in-person classes, thinking they won't party, hang without masks, etc. Makes sense.
Yes. I mean, that's exactly. I mean, that's someone that is speaking from a reality basis.
Yeah.
And whereas a lot of times it's like a lot of these, bureaucrats, they want to say, well, that's a great tweet. Roman Bravo Young.
Sharp young man.
That's a sharp young man right there. It's like, well, we can just pretend this other thing isn't happening because we're doing what's right here. But it's just like, let's just acknowledge the full reality of the situation of what's happening and deal with that.
Yeah. And I think the athletes are the ones who are going to be the most protected because they have to go through so much more rigor than the average student, right? In terms of the testing and the clearance and the temperature checks and all that. Whereas that's not going to be the case for tens, as he points out, tens and thousands, hundreds of thousands of students returning to classes, right?
No one's going to check their temperature when they're coming to the house party, Christian. No one's going to stand there with the thermometer.
They're just going to take the cover.
100.5, you're out, bruh.
Nah, sorry. It's not going to be like that. So I'm all for safety, but it's like, don't tell me one thing's safe and the other thing's unsafe when those things are identical, if not skewed. If one seems actually more reckless with more people? Basically, the general rule of thumb is people close together, lots of people close together equals bad, right? Okay, I can get with that, but you can't just apply that here and not there. That's what I don't understand.
Yes. And it's really frustrating. I mean, this is because people are seeing through the general news media reports, and it's frustrating people to no end that everything is not matching up to the reality of what they're seeing.
Right.
Hey, let me ask you this, Kyle. What for the college football program? I know I've always heard this rumor, but I guess I don't know what the full truth of it is. But isn't it only like 20 college football teams make a profit or something like that?
It's
so
very
I guess
little.
It is in fact very little. So wouldn't then a whole bunch of college athletic departments be saved by the fact that their college football teams are not playing football, or
outside the Power Five? So like, it's more than 20. Like the Power Five schools are making money. So like the Big 10, Big 12, SEC, ACC. Maybe not every single one, but I would say well over the majority of them are, and are going to lose big time money with no fans. in the seats.
Why, Ben? Why do I feel like I heard the same thing? But
What?
Well, are you guys thinking college athletic departments or
College
football programs?
No, specifically college football teams. I mean, I've always heard that rumor that there's only a small percentage that actually make money. But I guess I don't know.
Well, so the Power 5 is like 65 schools, and then there's 130 D1.
There's only 130.
FBS.
That would be
FBS teams.
half.
So yeah, here's this thing. All right, I just
there.
found this. A recent NCAA study determined that only about 20 of the 1,000 or so college sports programs. That's not football.
Okay.
The
But
Power 5 football teams make a lot of money on college football, but like
all of them.
I mean,
Every one of the Power 5 is what you're saying.
yes, yes. And then,
Wow.
but then you have the Group of 5, the MAC, the Sun Belt, the AAC, Conference USA. I would be willing to bet the majority of them lose money.
What is how much? So it's FBS is the main division, right, Kyle?
Yeah, yeah.
How many FBS?
130.
I'm gonna say make money. See if what comes up. Yeah. So I got that same thing too. Well, Christian, if it's only 20 out of 1,000 college sports programs, that would be so. That's the entire program. Not
That's
every
like all
individual
athletic departments.
sport. Got it. Okay. Huh. Well, all right. I guess. Man. I hope numbers have been going down the last couple weeks. Obviously, I follow the numbers every day. I think it has the potential to affect my business. Numbers have been going down the past couple. Let's just keep hoping that they go down.
Yeah. Okay. Same here. Unfortunate. It's August. We're supposed to be like freaking ramping up. Worlds are supposed to be happening soon, and then
Yes.
athletes are supposed to be going back to college, and you're speculating about lineups and who's looking good, and instead it's freaking the only highlight is Ben pranking Ariel. That's all we've got.
Hey, what about me threatening to pin what's that jabroni's
Logan
name?
Paul?
He's famous. Logan Paul in less than a minute.
I think
You think I can do it, Christian? Are you betting on me or betting against me?
Come on, you know I'd bet on you, buddy. I mean, who's this guy? How would he stop? You know how many people you probably pinned in a minute? It would be it would be hard for me. Although with your hip situation, I wonder about his ability to evade you. Because what if he can? What if he could avoid you for like 30 seconds before getting taken down?
Well, he would have to be in a good enough stance. I can't penetrate all that well, right? So he'd have to be in a good enough stance where I couldn't snap him down. If I can snap him down easy, I'm gonna get him. He'd have to be in a good enough stance where I can't snap him down, but I have a hard time penetrating. And you got to be a pretty damn good wrestler to be there. So I mean, like when these high school kids, or maybe we have a few college kids, when they get kind of squirrely, I'll hop in and scrap with them for about 30 seconds this summer. Sometimes it hurts my hip. You know what they threatened me to do last week, Christian? I'm gonna tell you, I did it.
No.
They're amazing. Funky Fresh Camp. I was pontificating on why if they have our leg in the air, it's better to leg pass rather than backflip like Roman Bravo Young.
Yeah.
And these little shits were taunting me, saying that I just couldn't do the backflip. And you know what? I said, this is going to hurt. This is going to hurt. But I'm getting a new hip in like 20 days anyway, so F it. I nailed it.
You did a backflip?
Well, see, here's the thing. You don't actually have to do a full backflip. You only have to land back on your knees and then attack the legs, right?
Yeah.
So it's not like you have to land it. And then you also have your leg up so you can push off your leg, right, to elevate yourself because they have your leg up in the air. So you push off that leg. Yeah, and I nailed it, and they were kind of amazed. And I said, well, this is still a crap move compared to the leg pass from the feet.
Oh man, that's fun. You know what's interesting is that now it's being called like the RBY backflip, but for me, it's always been the Collat thing. That's like
Collat, yeah.
One of the first wrestling videos I probably ever saw or found on YouTube was Kerry Collat hitting the backflip, and it's being pretty astounded with that. So yeah, Ben Askren can do a backflip somehow, but I guess you can't hurt your hip worse, so you can just be as reckless as you want. Is that the kind of thing?
It was. Yeah, I know this is gonna hurt, but there's like 40 kids taunting me. And so, I'm not going to be a chicken. I'm just going to take the pain. I had
a wrestler.
Just did it.
I doubt he came up with this, but I never heard anyone say it. I had a wrestler. He was pretty rough. He'd always say, "Pain don't hurt." said all the time. Be like doing a hard workout, and he'd just be like, "Pain don't hurt." It was really funny.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah, you need to start a wrestling academy in the Shenandoah Valley, Ben. Trust me.
And the slogan would be "Pain don't hurt."
Pain don't hurt.
It's a great slogan.
It's pretty good. So, Bracky is working on the dual rankings, the NCAA dual rankings. We've been having some fun with him at the office with him.
Yeah, it's created some debate.
Yeah, we've been embracing
Wait, hold
it.
on. Before that debate, Christian, you're getting called out on the Facebook chat.
Oh wow.
My guy, Lightning Luke Smith. This is my guy from back in high school. We wrestled together. He was a very good high school wrestler. Wrestled at Central Michigan. Great Greco wrestler. He said he's coaching at Cal State Bakersfield. He's saying that Kerry Colas learned it from Rich Bailey at Cal State Bakersfield.
This sounds like the Sanderson Steele situation all over again. Listen, I didn't say.
Don't get killed mad at me.
Hey, Lightning Luke. I didn't say Kerry invented it. I said it was the move he is most usually associated with the backflip, not Roman Bravo Young. And I have not heard the name Rich Bailey in my life until today. So if he came up with it, good for him. I'm sure that Kerry Collat didn't invent the backflip, but he's the one who certainly popularized it, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Well, that could have been a far worse call out. I was expecting far worse. Okay. Oh yeah, the dual rankings. Dual rankings. Yeah, Bracky, why don't you tee it up?
You know,
for us?
usually with rankings, we're all about results.
Yeah.
This is just completely made up because we're just guessing. We're guessing at teams' lineups. We're guessing at teams' lineups. We're guessing at who beats who. I tried to make so what I did to order this or to get a handle on it was.
Hold on, because it's not just that, because we are using the D1 rankings we have, which are definitely databased. Yeah. You know?
So you start with, okay, how many ranked guys in the lineup does each team have? And then you kind of form your pecking order based on that. So I guess what I mean by guessing is when you have two teams with 8 ranked wrestlers in their lineup and 4 matches are toss-ups.
Yeah. Yeah. When one of the key matches is a 197 Miles Amin versus Eric Schultz, that's when you know it's like, okay, we're really entering a different zone here.
So Ben, this is what I mean. I changed the order of this top 5 5 times yesterday. So obviously Iowa's number 1. They're the only team with 10 ranked wrestlers, and every wrestler's ranked in the top 10.
How about Caleb Young is the lowest ranked? He's ranked number 10, but he was ranked number 2 to start last year.
Yeah,
and that's their lowest ranked guy.
It's insane.
Yikes. Dang, that is crazy.
1, 2, 3,
yeah. I mean,
4, 5.
Iowa's got to be number
7
1
of their starters are ranked in the top 5.
Yeah, I'll just read their rankings.
Where do you go with Murin?
49, number 7. That's where we have him ranked.
Really, that high? Wow. Okay. Fair enough.
Yeah, I mean, remember he was he had
he was up to number 3 at one point last year
at 41.
Yeah.
He had some really good wins last year.
Didn't have the best Big Tens, as I recall, didn't get to wrestle at NCAAs, but they're ranked number 1, 5, 2, 7, 10, 2, 1, 9, 5, and 3. They're 10.
Who's the 9?
Assad.
Okay.
Yeah.
Huh.
But he might redshirt. Wait, did I make that up in my mind?
I mean, there's been rumors. These are just based on our NCAA rankings. I think, as you'll see in some of these, we've learned about some weight changes since we put these rankings out.
We need to update them.
So this is just this is another reason why it's guessing, is we don't know what teams we heard Penn State could redshirt, redshirt a bunch. Mm-hmm.
And Iowa's in a really good spot to redshirt also because Spencer's got one and an Olympic. DeSanto's got one. I don't think Marinelli could Olympic or Kemmerer, could they?
Well, here's the thing. In Coralville, Iowa, there's going to be an Olympic redshirt
right down the road from them.
There is.
So they could just go there, snag up a couple Olympic redshirts. I'm certain that Kimmer and Marinelli could. Well, I'm not certain.
Top 8.
But I think there's a good chance that they could be top 8, right?
Well, especially considering the fact that a lot of the people who already qualified probably are not going to show up.
Right. David Taylor does not need an Olympic red shirt, I am told. So,
I mean, well, but if it's a qualification for the World Championship, he's going to show up, right?
That's
but we're
very
not sure
true.
that that's going to be the case.
Yeah, Kimmer would be interesting because, like, could he go up to, you know what? Was this theorized? Maybe we've talked about this. Kimmer to 84 and Nelson at 74.
Yeah, I think we did talk about it.
That would be legit, and then that's a really good lineup. Actually, I would say that is comparable to Kimmer Assad versus Brands Kimmer. I think it's about a wash, and you preserve a year of eligibility for Assad. Now, the question is, if there's no season, what the freak happens then? I don't really want to think about that, but maybe something to
Christian, we should have a
consider.
segment where you start cussing about something. People would love to see you cuss.
Why? Why would that be
Because-
particularly interesting?
Because I don't know that I've ever seen it. So I was like, when you almost said a cuss word there, I'm like, that would be very interesting to me because I've never seen it happen.
Yeah. I mean, I've definitely said swear words before.
I've heard it.
He's heard it.
It's jarring when it happens, though.
Yeah.
See, that's what I'm saying.
No, I would hopefully never do it on the show. But yeah, I try not to do it often at all. But the rankings, the hankings, what the number 2 spot could belong to?
I think there's seriously an argument for like maybe 4 teams.
Legitimately.
How do we know who's even in a red shirt?
We don't.
Because we do know, Ben. We know, brother. We just know. Listen, I think
It's a headache. It's a mess.
what is really
It's a total mess.
What is being revealed, Ben, is your master plan of Michigan peaking for Detroit
They're gonna do
NCAAs is going. Their hand is going to be forced if there's no NCAA season, and they're going to have to submit to your will. Ben. Sean Bourmet will be made
That was
to listen to
all
you.
my plan.
I kind of wish you didn't have to cancel a season.
Yeah.
but,
You really had to sacrifice a season for it?
that was kind of not cool. But you really want to see Michigan win for whatever reason. Okay, so let's give a. Where are you at right now with the rankings? And I know your mind could change, but
Right now, I'm at the Michigan Wolverines at number 2.
okay.
And originally, I had Nebraska at number 2.
Really?
And then, Michigan was just kind of the team
Whoa.
that I originally, when I first did this, I kind of had like below Cornell. And then when I looked at it, I was like, wait a minute, I think they're better than Cornell. Wait a minute. We had a big debate about their duel with Penn State in the office.
That was crazy.
And then it was like, dang, I think they're better than Nebraska as well. So I don't know if you want to look at a few of these dual matchups.
Let's
Who do you want?
Michigan
What
Penn
if-
State first.
Okay, hang on one second.
And so you guys we have to accept the current lineups. Is that what we're accepting? Whatever's in there.
We are open to change.
We're the committee. The rankings committee is open, but
I think Real Woods is going to be 141 for Michigan.
he can't beat out Silva, so I don't even know what you're talking about.
Stop.
Hey, didn't he? Wait, who won? Who won the Shoegate?
Uh,
That's the thing. A lot of people
I
forget.
think Silva won.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Silva
see?
won,
So he can't go to Michigan. He won't even
Well,
start.
he kept taking his shoes off.
Hey, tie them up. It's not that complicated to tie and tape your shoes. So let's look at this lineup. Michigan versus Penn State. Oh, wow. Look at this. Look at the
This
great
looks
graphics
awesome.
work from.
Yeah,
from-
Tyler's a man.
He's the best in the business for a reason. So, all right, we look at this thing. You should do the thing where you put, like, yup for who you think's going to
Yep.
win. So, 125, Medley will beat Brandon Meredith because Jack Medley can do 300 push-ups without stopping.
He runs
Why
marathons,
is it?
guys.
Wait. Why is it Penn State putting in Robbie Howard?
Because we don't
They
think
might. I don't know.
I don't think they're
It's-
going to wrestle Robbie.
Okay.
That's my
Yeah.
opinion.
I wouldn't wrestle as true freshman if a season starts and you don't know if it's going to finish.
Yeah.
How many true freshmen are going to just gray shirt, not even show up at classes?
Not even go to school.
I mean,
Just gap year. Go
This
to
is
Europe.
fine.
Just
Yeah.
backpack around.
Yeah.
All right, Micic versus RB. We had to keep going. Micic versus RBY, my goodness gracious. You know, I would have said Micic, and probably still will, but my gosh, Roman Bravo Young is so good. But then again, Micic, I can't unsee him just destroying Luke Pletcher at the Cavelli Center when that happened. That was insane. So I think I favor Micic right now. He's beaten Nick Soriano. He's got better wins. He's kind of beaten everybody. Outside of, he beat Dayton in freestyle once. So yeah, do we agree that it would be Micic the winner here?
I do.
Okay. Yeah. And then obviously Silva over Lee. I don't think he gets the bonus, but yeah. That's 141.
We'll put Real Woods in there.
No, stop.
Did you just say Nick Lee? I missed the insanity of what you said. Did you say Nick Lee was not going to bonus Joey Silva?
He's not going to get bonus by Joey Silva, is what I said.
Come on, man.
I just slid that in. No, Nick Lee, fine.
I'll
5?
You want 5 on there? 5 on the board?
He's not teching Joey Silva, so stop.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm sure.
Can we do separate? I want to put 5 on the board for Nick Lee.
All right, well, maybe. We'll see. All right, Store versus for clearing. This one has TB2 written all over it.
Did they wrestle last year? Have they wrestled?
I don't think so.
Look it up.
Let's look it up. But I've got Store over Verclaren in a very close match.
I think
Looks like they did not hit.
They have not wrestled.
I think you're right, though, Christian. It's going to be either overtime or a tiebreaker or something to that effect.
They have wrestled before. I remember Store choked out Verclaren one time in Akron. Do you remember
Oh my gosh, yeah.
He freaking choked him out. We'll see.
I'll
see if I can pull it up.
The best
Cadets?
Cadet trials.
In the best 2 out of 3 finals.
You know those Michigan guys, some of them, that's just like one of their moves is they just choke dudes.
Dude, Kanan had a nasty front headlock. Yeah.
Massa's do it. Yeah.
Yeah.
He choked out.
He was out.
He kind of like, I forget if he was out or like.
He was out because then he was like, he was just like.
It's always kind of freaky when dudes
No, it was scary.
Out. It's like, what is happening? Oh my gosh. Hold on, let me find this on YouTube.
He was out.
I'll see if I can find the match. Keep going.
So then we're all on board with Kane Store. 157. This one was a weird one and one that like started a lot of talk in the office was Will Luan, Brady Berge, because what are you getting with Brady Berge? Like what version of Brady are you getting? The Brady Berge that beat Josh Humphrey? Or are you getting the Brady Berge that lost to 133-pounder Quinn Kenner?
That happened. Yeah. Myriad things happened. All right, I'm still scrolling. I've got Will Luan in that. I think Spay was very opposed to that. Or he not opposed, but he really.
Why was he opposed to that?
He was not opposed, but he was like really fighting hard for Brady Berge, and I was like, yeah, listen. Best case Brady Berge, maybe I would probably favor him over Will Luan.
I think it was their second match.
It's been a while. So
yeah,
I mean
that's one of those where, man, Kyle's right. What are we getting out of Brady Berge? We don't know.
Yeah. All right. I'm sending the video to. It was this. match.
We're getting the choke up video.
Yeah.
Oh geez.
Because this will be helpful information for the dual rankings. All right, so
this is research.
Tyler, it's about go to like 310 of this video. So we'll wait for that. That'll be a nice little treat for you guys.
So I think the safe bet is Will Luan here.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's fair.
Yes. That's
so Will Luan to steal Ben Askren's line. Is that fair? Okay, now, this is another one. Joe Lee versus Cam Amin.
Oh, jeez.
I don't really know.
Did they cross paths at all ever?
No,
I can't remember them ever wrestling.
I don't think they have. I know they haven't in college. But
I can't remember them in high school either.
So I'm looking at Joe Lee's.
Cam Amin, he had a really good year last year. Very solid.
Solid, as did Joe Lee. Joe's losses were to Whitlake and Thomas Bullard. He beat Jake Wenzel. He beat Connor Flynn by pinfall. Flynnfall, they call it. Let me see if I can find Cam Amin's. You love it.
Yeah, Cam Amin lost twice to Janny Braunagel, and he lost to Karsten Karchla. and then he had a loss to Zach Hartman. I mean, those guys are all really solid.
Yeah.
Yes. So this is a coin flip, and I feel like, all right, last coin flip we went Michigan. We should give Jolie the benefit of the doubt. Jolie. Okay. Jolie. Okay. My favorite Dolly Parton song. Okay. Then 174. This is a humdinger. Logan Massa versus Carter Starocki. And here's the thing.
I know I'm picking
too. However, can that be the rankings basis? Right? You know what I'm saying?
What do you mean?
Well, all right. Well, so we'll just say it. I think Starocki wins. You think Starocki wins.
I do too.
Okay.
Yes. He was fire at Southern Scuffle. He was so good.
He was fire. But you can't just rank based on that necessarily. That's not really.
Well, I don't rank. I'm picking. You got me picking a winner, not ranking them.
I know, but I just letting you be a part of the process here. So it's should Massa get the benefit of the doubt as a rank from a rankings perspective for the dual meet, or should we just be no, we're all in on Carter Starocki. He's the guy. So,
man, hey Christian, this guy was 19-0 with 12 bonus as a red shirt.
Yeah. He's the real.
Dude.
He is the real deal.
Yes.
I did not listen. There's been a lot of Carter Starocki type in high school careers, and then boom, this kid has already jumped serious levels. Mm-hmm. I think we just give it to Starocki here and move on.
Massa's not going to be happy about that, but hey, that's how they fall sometimes.
Hey, he can choke you out. Not
We
me.
have the video, by the way.
Oh, we've got the video. Here we go.
Oh, let's do it.
Tight front headlock here. He's kind of trying to control that elbow. Oh my gosh, there's two. Uh-oh. And now he's a log.
Oh my God. I never realized how, referees don't realize that that's a choke. It's really funny. And, obviously if the defensive guy kind of knows what he's doing, it is very, very, very hard to choke someone in that position. But, obviously McLaren maybe didn't know quite how to defend it.
Yeah, he's kind of confused.
He had no idea what happened.
It's fast. Yeah.
Jeez.
Make him sit down.
Yeah, so that happened.
Yeah, the strip matters were very mad.
Wow.
Yeah.
But the ref should have seen that and stopped. I mean, that's one of those where they're making the assassin kind of illegal in a lot of states. It's so annoying. If you know how to do it, there's a lot of ways to put your arms around another man's arm and neck combo and choke them unconscious. And it doesn't matter if you're in front like that one, if you're in an assassin position or in the side / behind them. The referee just has to realize when the proper pressure is being applied. But to your point, Christian, he said good luck because it probably ain't never going to happen.
Yeah, good luck. Okay. Carter Starocki, we give it to him. And we got to go Aaron Brooks over Jelani Embry. No question, no doubt. But then, absolutely, we think Miles Amin's going up to 197 because it sounds like he wants to be a little above 86 kilos and work his way down. Yeah. 184 doesn't really fit that description, so he's going 197, where we think he's an absolute title contender, and Michael Beard hasn't shown he's ready for that noise.
John Kozak's calling us out.
Okay, go ahead. What'd he say now?
He said, y'all remember Massa beat Mekhi Lewis in December?
I do remember that.
That was freestyle, though. Massa is very proficient in freestyle, and his folk style results have never, ever, ever matched his freestyle results. Ever. They never have.
Well, he was third as a freshman at NCAAs. That's pretty dang good. But
okay, I take that back. 1 year. Damn it, Chris! I hate it when you prove me wrong like that.
I'm not trying to prove you wrong. Just trying to, he's not. He's not terrible.
You're right.
So then we go to heavyweight, where, listen,
we're 4-4 going to heavyweight, by the way.
Wait,
how can we 4-4?
We're not.
Oh shoot, we are.
Math situation.
Oh yeah, math. I'm from West Virginia.
He's from West Virginia. He needs a Virginian to correct him in his math, even though I failed multiple math classes.
We got Daniel Greg Kirk-Follett versus Mason Paris at heavyweight, because if we do, I'm excited.
We do. And we do.
Baby.
So,
oh
man, I was initially just like Mason, no question. And then I thought about it. I was like, I think it was
Dude,
Spade.
are you sure?
Yeah, and then Spade was like, really? He was like, you're just sure. You just know. I was like, no, I don't know. I don't know. And now I don't know.
Are you going to change your mind?
No. But maybe. I don't know. What's Ben think? I'm just flapping in the breeze on this Mason versus...
My initial thing is, damn, that's a match. Like, that's a good match. But then, then you go back to, well, we haven't really seen Kerkhovet wrestle someone at a high level in a long time, have we?
Well, he wrestled at the U.S. or the Senior Nationals and almost beat Tony Nelson and did really great there.
He won U23s too and beat Jordan Wood 2 out of 3.
Yeah, I mean that was I guess that was more than a year ago.
Yeah.
The Senior Nationals was December. Yes, he did look pretty good there. Wow, that's a good freaking match.
I'm going with Mason. I'm giving Mason the nod there, but that's a coin flip match to me. And Kerkhovet by late March, who knows how great he's going to be, but he's really solid. He beat Nick Neville's, I know, at Senior Nationals as well. I remember that match, just like Penn State on Penn State.
So he beat him
so
twice.
Kerkhovet did wrestle. He wrestled 9 matches last year. Shorty Hitchcock Classic and the Manhattan Open. Did you guys realize that Gavin Hoffman wrestled Kerkhovet at heavyweight?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
What? At heavyweight? And Kerkhovet kicked his butt 21-9.
Well, yeah. That's
mainly because Hoffman's not a heavyweight.
Yeah, he's not a heavyweight. He wrestled 84 this year.
He also wrestled 84, yeah.
Dude,
wow.
Ohio State had some guys all around. Quinn Kinner wrestled 133 and 157 as a starter.
Yeah.
184 and heavyweight for Gavin Hoffman.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of a wide array. Who knows what Caleb Romero's going to do given the size of his arms right now? He could be looking at an LJ Helbig situation, going from 74 to heavy back down. We just don't know. And there's no way to find out. That's the crazy part. Okay.
So long story short, we ended up going with.
I'll go Paris.
We ended up going with Mason, and that's what gave Michigan the edge over Penn State.
So then,
well, and like you look at like Michigan's 10 deep, and like then Penn State's 9 deep, and they have a weak spot at 125, and Michigan doesn't really have a weak spot.
Right. Their weak spot is a toss-up match with. Well, the mainstream media may say Joey Silva is a weak spot, but we know that's not true. But Cam Amin would be another one, and we feel pretty strongly that's a toss-up.
I don't even think Silva's like a weak spot. If he would have wrestled a full season last year, he qualifies for NCAAs.
Yeah, he probably would have won. They just didn't give him a chance.
Okay. I give your boy credit, and that's what you do.
I'm just saying, he was right there. So
I'm looking. What was his record last year? Like 4-7.
Well, he didn't wrestle till like.
I'm looking it up, Christian.
Till Big Ten.
Be honest.
He had it. Oh my
he
gosh.
had it.
He had it. I don't.
Why is Joey Silva not on a wrestle stat?
I had his profile expunged so that people would not use it against
I'm seriously 133 last year, correct?
We found it. You just
he was
it's right here.
Literally, it goes
6-3.
Simonetti, and then Sajamalin. There's no Silva on the one I'm looking at.
They probably have him up at 41.
Okay. The quickest way, if you want to find a WrestleStat profile, don't go to WrestleStat. Just Google the name WrestleStat, and it'll be the first thing that pops up. It's way faster.
6-3 last year.
6-3. He had Ridge Lovett beat in the to-go match, and he went to his back.
That was a sick throw, though.
It was sick. Ridge Lovett's really good.
John Kozak's not happy with our Logan.
Listen, John, I'm sorry.
We don't not happy.
They can be unhappy. What, about Starocki?
Yes, they're mad about that.
Okay, well, listen. Let's remember this date. What is it, August the 11th? August 11th. We'll revisit this after Carter Starocki's freshman season. And
just because Penn State got beat by Iowa, does everyone forget that like just Penn State produces these transcendent talents with guys like Carter Starocki?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like that might be one of those things where, when we're thinking about this in 5 years, it's like, well, how do we ever consider that Curtis Strachey was going to lose that match?
Yeah, it could be.
You know what I'm saying? Like with like an Ed Ruth, like how good he got compared to his redshirt year. Like say Ed Ruth's redshirt year and going to his freshman year, there's probably some matches that, hey, Ed might lose this match or might be tough. And then, then you look back 5 years later and you were like, how did I ever consider that Ed might lose to that guy?
Yeah. Yeah. Could be something like that. Okay. Hey, why don't you slide Nebraska in there?
All right.
We'll do Nebraska versus Michigan.
Who is Nebraska? Oh, we're going all Michigan today?
Well, we're explaining how we got them at number 2. There's really no question that Iowa is number 1, but
yeah.
Let's
go. Let's do a wrestle off here, Christian. Let me have some fun here.
All right, we gotta have a wrestle off. Okay.
Okay. Number 3 Nebraska versus I realize that it's not seeds. Go whatever, guys. Number 3 Nebraska versus number 5 Cornell.
Cornell? Wow.
Yeah, they're number 5.
Okay, fine.
1 second.
Based on who you guys have here.
Okay. So this is a wrestle off. All right, Are we ready for it? It's another one of my blind spots. Ben Darmstadt's gonna be involved here, so it's gonna be really interesting. Okay, so starting at 125, we've got Vito Arujau versus Liam Cronin. Cronin transferring from Indiana to Nebraska, and I think this is a pretty simple Vito win.
Arujau.
Yes. Now we've got Dom LaJoy or Philip. Moomey. I don't know his work. I'm not familiar with him.
He's a Nebraska kid.
Versus Ridge Lovett.
Yep, Nebraska.
This is a pretty simple one for me.
Yes, love it.
Ridge Lovett, okay.
Yep.
Then 41, another simple one, though kind of fire, and probably a little closer than you realize.
Awesome
Chad Red.
match, but it's Yanni.
It's Yanni. John Diakomahalis. As his friends don't call him. Josh Saunders versus Kevon Davenport. Now
that's interesting. That's actually interesting.
This is what else is interesting is the fact that Yanni kind of makes me think he's going 49.
He's going up.
Should we be flipping this? Should we go Saunders 40?
I didn't know what to do. Because then Cornell has a freaking ranked kid too, starting the year at 49.
Listen, it ain't about the rankings. They're gonna.
Why are you bumping Hunter Richard out for Josh Saunders?
Peace. Listen.
Wow.
So disrespectful.
Wow.
Peace. Listen, it's Yanni Diakomahalis. I think he's going 49. I think that's the way he wants to go. So I think that's where the team wants. So I think he's going up. He made it sound like he's going up. So why don't you throw in Yanni at 49, Saunders at 41. And then, so we got Saunders versus Chad Red, which is
then we're going.
Which is really interesting.
You're going Chad Red though, right?
Yeah, come on.
That you know what though, I hear. I'm going to give Josh Saunders is very disciplined, and Chad Red relies on people being undisciplined.
Yes.
Because he's so good at taking advantage of mistakes. That's going to be a tough match for Chad Red. I know how good Chad Red is. Chad Red, Josh Saunders is going to be a really competitive match.
Yeah, I mean Saunders' positioning is crazy. It's like his stance and how he moves. He is really solid. But I just think at this, he's gonna be really young. It's gonna be hard. Taking down Chad Red is not easily done. He'd have to blow through him, which Chad Red doesn't really get blown through that much. So yeah, I'm going Chad Red there. Then we've got Yanni versus Kevon Davenport. Again, we're taking some liberty here with Nebraska, and you'll see that here soon. But we've got Yanni over Kevon. That's pretty natural. Then Brock Hardy, who is back from Mormon Mission. We think he's going to go 57 because we've heard Peyton Robb's going 65. So if that happens, Brock Hardy versus Colton Yapuzian, that's a very interesting match. And you're basically... You have to guess what Brock Hardy's going to be like. Right?
Brock Hardy's been on a mission. You really haven't seen him.
Yeah. So I'm going. I think you have to give Yapuzian the nod here.
Yeah.
Right.
Probably.
Who knows? Who knows with Brock Hardy? Who knows? Yeah.
All right. Throw the X for Yapuzian, and then we go 65. Marola or Brindley versus Peyton Robb, which is got to be Peyton Robb. And then Chris Foca, who is awesome, versus Michael Labriola, who's probably
the last
better.
4 matches in this duel are outstanding.
Yes, this is what you pay for in this fake match.
Yes.
That is free to hear talk about. Okay. We got to go with Labriola,
so many people
right?
mad about fake matches in the last 5 months or so.
Oh my gosh.
I know. So people are really mad about this massive straw. Guys, it's a freaking predict.
Guys
It's a
got
guess.
it.
It's a guess.
Well, also, what?
They're mad.
Really? That's the one you get mad at? Carter Starocki is going to be ridiculous.
He's so good.
I don't know. I don't know what y'all are looking at. But you know what? Keep going. Let me pull up some information here.
Uh-oh.
Keep
Okay,
going.
I'll keep going. I think you're going to trust me to make these predictions, so I think that we're going to go Labriola over Foca. I think you're going to go Dean over Venz, even though that's going to be a really good match. Oh, yeah. What about Julian Ramirez at 165?
Yeah. I think
Oh,
maybe
yeah,
it's
it
going to
might
be him.
I think it's
Wait
going to
till
be him.
Wait till he wrestled last year. It could be him.
Darmstadt's going to go over Schultz.
I mean, are you
although-
taking him over Peyton Robb, even if it is Julian Ramirez?
Probably not. So it doesn't matter. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And then
Darmstadt over Schultz. That's really competitive also.
I think it's a tough matchup for our guy.
It is.
So
Schultz is so solid.
Mm-hmm.
And Ben is many things. Solid, I would say he is not. That's why, listen, that's what I'm here for. The moment he learns how to sprawl and down block and stuff, I'm out. Okay, Ben, I like him rolling around, then boom, the guy's pinned. And you just don't know how it happened.
We don't want down blocks.
Yeah, no down blocks. Come on. Like those don't even work. But yeah, we'll give the nod to I guess Darmstadt.
Yes, you give it to Darmstadt.
Yeah,
He's the
Darmstadt.
GOAT.
He's the GOAT. I mean, he's won the Hodge twice, so other than you and Kale, that really hasn't happened. And David Taylor, Luis Fernandez, Christian Lance. This is not the way you want to end a duel, but those are the rules.
Not bad.
It's fine.
I'd pick Luis Fernandez.
I
Probably.
like Fernandez too. Wait, so Cornell wins this duel. Now what?
Okay, but so
We
then
got mayhem.
right, put Cornell up against Penn State. I don't think they win that duel.
Oh my gosh.
What? Okay.
And I think we did the Nebraska Penn State duel in the office as well, and that was like another argument.
Yeah.
Did
But
you guys
we-
go round robin format? Where everyone wrestled everyone?
That's pretty much what I was doing. I was like, okay, well, I think this team wins in this, but then this team beat this team, and then this team beat. This is why I'm saying, like, there's an argument for like any of these top Nebraska, Penn State, Cornell to be number 2, Michigan to be number 2.
Okay.
Because then, like, do Penn State, Cornell, and then do Nebraska, Penn State.
All right, let's do those on other shows.
I'm just saying,
No. It's
Cornell might
We
beat
do those tomorrow.
Nebraska, but then they could lose to Penn State, and Nebraska could beat Penn State.
and then Nebraska could also beat Michigan for sure.
Yeah.
'Cause that's a really crazy duel as well. Why don't we do some questions and we can revisit this tomorrow? Some more stuff. So because Cornell beat Nebraska in this fake duel. So there's a lot that's tough about the fake duel meets because one, you're guessing about lineups, you're guessing about a lot of things, but they are definitely fun to talk about, and there could be some amazing duels the upcoming year if we have a freaking season. Okay, questions from friends. Thank you all so much for participating. This one made me laugh from Mike Jarman 119. If they are not having spectators at the Open, Senior Nationals, I think, can I enter and just lose my matches and then spectate the rest of the tournament? That is kind of an interesting gimmick.
People used to do that in Vegas. I mean,
Oh,
you remember
really?
like, oh yeah, I wrestled so many bums in the first couple rounds of the U.S. Open. We're talking.
Oh,
like,
my
when I was
gosh.
in college. I don't know. I don't know why people don't still do it because there was no like real. Well, there was that one change in rules where you had to wrestle like the first tournament to get into the second tournament. Remember that?
Right, yeah.
For a
I remember
while.
one time Kellen Russell, it's like 2013, he like won that, and then he either made the finals or also won the regular Open. There was like a play-in Open thing that for whatever reason he didn't qualify for, because not everyone had to go through that thing.
It was the top 8. Well, no, it was the top 8, and then they got 8 more that made the next tournament.
Okay.
16-man tournament, yeah.
So, yeah, he had to do that.
But if you go far back, Christian, like, I mean, I don't remember when that was instituted, but I'm thinking, like, you know, if you go all the way back to, say, 2003, 4, 5, when I was in college, dude, there would just be, like, some weird old people that would just come. And I think it was just so they could say they wrestled, like, you know, good people. In the first couple rounds, they'd sit and spectate.
In an early FRL or something, or maybe it was just around the office. I don't know what it was on, but I just went off about all these randos that are able to enter the U.S. Open.
You've done it on FRL.
Yeah, it's stupid. The idea that you can just like, you know, play with LeBron James, it shouldn't be like that. You shouldn't be able to just enter a tournament. I know it's called the Open. I don't care. You shouldn't be able to just wrestle Jordan Burroughs or just wrestle Kyle Dake. And I remember some of the guys.
It's awesome that you can do that.
Honestly, it's kind of janky. It's kind of like, yeah, this is
Christian
one thing.
show up. Will Christian Piles show up at the Open or not?
No. Why would I do that? That's so stupid. Like, I'm not that good. What am I trying? Well, wow, I got destroyed
I
by
want
a
to see you get
great
cradled
wrestler.
by Yanni. Would you wrestle Yanni? Is that who you'd wrestle?
No, although when we've like theorized people we would like to wrestle, and just in the interest of self-preservation, I feel like Yanni would hurt me the least. Although then I remember watching him wrestle Nick Dardanes, and he snapped him really hard several times. I was like, well, maybe it would suck worse than I'm realizing. So yeah, no, I'm not entering the Open. Bracky might. Bracky's got the goods.
I'm not entering the Open.
Do it, Bracky.
Do it, Bracky. Should Iowa get to claim Ben Askren since he was born there?
They try it all the time.
They do try.
Even after all the mean things you say about him?
I love Iowans. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, dude, if you were from Iowa, you would be the most hardcore Iowan ever.
Oh, whatever,
You would
Christian.
love Iowa. You would.
I was born there. I lived there. Let's see. I lived there until I think 1988. So like 4 years old or so.
Man, your formative years. You became a man in the cornfields of Iowa. That's what they say. This is from Roy Donk from the Colgate Comedy Hour. Which international wrestler or coach would be most likely to not put their shopping cart away after use? I don't know if Roy is saying this because he knows that like is something that really bothers me, but I don't understand the not putting shopping carts away thing. It's very, very easy thing to do. Well, you know,
don't get it when people don't do it, or you don't get it when people make a big deal of it.
I don't understand why people just don't simply put them back. People like lift the things onto the medians instead of rolling it 9 feet into the little holder. To me, it's like
Yes.
it's like I can't even attribute laziness. Sometimes the idiots just leave them in the spots. Those are the worst people that exist. But the people that deadlift the shopping cart onto the median and leave it there, that's where I'm like, it's just as easy to roll it into the thing.
They deadlifted it.
They deadlifted.
They want to get power training.
Maybe that's it. But Musakayev is obviously the answer of the wrestler that's definitely not putting his shopping cart back. He's definitely leaving that thing in the parking lot.
Hey, Christian, we had a good question from friends in the chat here on Facebook. Kevin Mulder asks, I believe this is directed to you, Christian. If you entered the Open and DeSantis was your first round match, do you forfeit or suffer bicep, tricep muscle tears and separation?
I wouldn't get hurt. It would be terrible.
You'd get hurt for sure.
I would not get hurt unless
you would get hurt.
No, I wouldn't.
You would get hurt. DeSantis probably got some things that you said about him just stuck in his head, bouncing around. He's just got savage mode on you.
One, Austin DeSanto probably doesn't know a thing I've said about him because he's kind of off the grid. Two, I've said a lot of great things about Austin DeSanto. Everyone knows I'm a DeSanto fan. One of many.
My God.
Three, more importantly than all, he would not hurt me. I would not get hurt unless he wanted to hurt me. Now, if I had to do a practice with him, I get hurt. But in a match, listen, he's gonna dump me. I know what's gonna happen. I'm not gonna give it to him, but it's gonna happen, and it would be a quick technical fall. He'd only need to hit 3 of those, 3 feet to backs, and I'd be done. So yeah,
Wow.
I'm not getting hurt.
Okay, that was a good question.
Great question from Kevin Mulder.
Hey, can I complain about one thing though? You know, the shopping cart thing. Some people complain about. You know the one I can't stand, Christian.
Wow, Mariah's a hater
people-
too. Everyone thinks I get hurt. I wouldn't get hurt, Mariah. I would maybe get snapped down. Listen, I can take a beating. All right, say what you want. I can take a beating.
Well, you can take a beating while and still get hurt.
Crap. All right, maybe I.
All right, Christian. What? I can't stand dudes who piss on the toilet seat. Like, you know, listen, you don't even gotta use your hands.
I don't know what is he talking about.
Kick it up. Well, we were talking about. Oh, Jesus, I'm gonna break the TV. We're talking about people who leave their shopping carts not in the shopping cart aisle. That makes you mad. I get annoyed when dudes don't pick up the toilet seat. It's like, listen, you know, you don't gotta piss on the toilet seat just because you're a dude. You can kick the seat up with your feet or something.
Yeah, it's you know.
Why would you do that?
I have no idea. It is disturbing. Man, you know what? And Ollie Stone's a hater too. He says that I'm gonna get broken physically and mentally. No, I wouldn't. I have an unbreakable spirit, Ollie.
Hey, that would be so funny though.
Set it up. He's
If Austin if he just tried pushing Christian out 10 times instead of scoring any takedowns.
He probably could, but I would just do if it was freestyle, I would just do the gimmick of just grounding myself on the edge, and somehow that's okay.
Austin DeSanto would refuse step out points.
He would
like, I
refuse.
do not want this.
I don't want this. No.
I'm going to take him down to his back.
Exactly. Someone asked,
Christian, what if wrestlers started putting some Vaseline like right back here against DeSanto?
I've heard that some wrestling dads think that other wrestlers in college have wrestled oiled up athletes.
For him?
Oh no, not for him. Nothing to do with DeSanto, but that's happened. That people have oiled up their.
I think it happened against me one time.
Really? Who?
I'm pretty sure Wes Roberts did.
The Wes Roberts?
I could not get hold. The only guy I had 8 non-bonus point matches my last 2 years combined. 3 were to Wes Roberts.
Where did he wrestle?
Oklahoma. I don't know why I couldn't. We stalled a lot, but even usually people that stalled, I usually bonused him. I couldn't bonus Wes Roberts, but the match at NCAAs was relatively competitive. I think it was 7-4 or 6-3, something like that.
Man,
and I could not get a hold of him, and I was all slippery afterwards.
Yeah, probably so.
Yeah,
he might have got oiled up there. Someone asked me, how much did I wrestle with my athletes when I was a coach? Did any of them beat you? Yes, I did, and yes, they did eventually. You know, a lot of them were young, were new wrestlers, but then eventually they were training all the time and got better than me because that's not a very big part. So yeah, they had a couple guys that towards the end they were beating on me. It's not like Ben who can just beat them all forever.
Did Mongoose beat you?
No, Mongoose never.
Mongoose.
He could never beat me. He could take me down and stuff, but he was so. As you would expect, any wrestler with the nickname Mongoose who does backyard fights streamed on YouTube, he's not the most disciplined wrestler. So he would make a lot of mistakes, and I would take him down because he would make a mistake. But no, I think about my man Zach Ritchie. Used to beat him, and then he got really good and smashed me, and Ian Robbie. So yeah, Mongoose never got it. Steve Garland apparently also has suffered a loss of a pet fish in the past, and it affected him deeply. Caleb's pet fish, Jose Altuve, died after 1 month. It was a very emotional scene.
1
at
month.
The Piles.
1 month. I figured it was an old fish or something, Christian.
No, and he was so attached to this little guy. It was, man. It really kind of broke my heart. We had a whole service for it yesterday and everything.
Did he die because the real Jose Altuve sucks at baseball because he can't cheat anymore?
Dude, Jose Altuve is a broken man.
Yeah.
Yesterday in the field, he had the most.
Why?
He's rattled. This whole cheating thing, I think, got to him.
Oh,
do you know
or
anything
he's scared
about
about Corona, maybe. No, I you guys know I don't watch other
No,
sports.
we've told you about the whole Astros cheating thing, and he was like one of the main. He was like one of the main players in it,
He was the main cheater?
He was one of them, yes. And everywhere they go, they're getting thrown at. They're getting just trashed by the other team, even though they're lucky there's no fans. I can only imagine what it would be like with fans. And the other day, he literally had like 3 errors in one game. He's hitting under 200. He's terrible, and he's an all-star player.
He won the MVP in 2017. So yeah, now he's terrible, but he's still my son's favorite player because I don't know. But yeah, rest in peace to Jose Altuve. But we got another fish yesterday. Guess what we named it?
Magic Man.
Jose Altuve. He just named the other one Jose Altuve.
Altuve's gonna be 2. It's gotta be number 2. Jose Altuve.
Yeah, he's gotta be the second.
He's just calling it Jose Altuve. And guess what? We go to this pet store yesterday. He picks out a fish that looks exactly like the last one. So totally indistinguishable.
Wow.
Well, we went to the beach, as you know, last weekend, and we had someone else watch the fish. We took it over to their house, and Jose did not return a healthy fish. So I don't want to throw them under the bus, but
they murdered your fish for sure.
They definitely killed our fish. And just hopefully my neighbors don't listen to this show, because thanks for watching the fish, even though you killed it. All right, for better or for worse, whose legend is affected more if they switch hair for their entire lives? Kale with Ben's long curls or Ben with Kale's bald head? Man, Kale with a big fro is just like, can you imagine him picking it out before wrestling Brandon Eggum? I don't know. What if you were bald, Ben?
You know, I'm lucky. I don't think I'm ever going to go bald. None of my grandparents were bald. So I think I'm good to go. You know what? It seems kind of easy, though. Like, you don't got to brush it or, I don't brush it most mornings anyways. But seems like really simple. Does my hair look great today?
No, it looks good. I mean, honestly, you say you brush it, but what would it look like if you brushed it? I don't even know. I mean, it's just like.
If I take good care of it, sometimes get some nice little like curl ringlets, but I don't usually do that.
Got it. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to go bald. I mean, it could happen, but it kind of looks like he's in good shape right now.
I'm good. Just getting some grays.
Yeah, you are. You're getting them in patches.
Pretty annoying.
It's fine. They're kind of cool. Okay, last question. Can you guys get a rematch between Mark Schultz and Ed Bannock in a body lock only match?
That would be awesome.
That would be awesome.
No, you don't want to watch it. Shut up.
I'll watch it. I'll watch it.
You called 2 of the greatest American wrestlers of all time JV.
Not true at all. This is fake news from Ben Funky Askren.
Cracky, did you hear that? Bracky, you know what you need to do for me? You need to do me a favor. You need to find that clip where he said he did say this. Find that clip, and every time this comes up, because it does come up, you just play it every single. Give it to Tyler, and Tyler just plays it.
Yep. Listen, you're mischaracterizing what I said, and that's all I'll say about it.
What'd you say?
I don't remember, but I didn't call them JV. I said.
What'd you say?
I think I said the match was. I don't know. The match looked like similar to some JV matches I had seen. They're just throwing each other on their backs.
So you're saying similar to JV matches, but it's not a JV match.
But they're not. That doesn't make them JV wrestlers.
Well, if they're doing a JV match, that would, by definition, make them JV wrestlers, Christian.
I think I put it more eloquently on the show. If you can find it, you know what? I will.
What show was it?
I don't know.
It was a while ago.
It was probably. I don't know.
It was a long time ago. It was right at the beginning of quarantine, I think.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah, I think it was.
Yeah, it doesn't count. Anything said during quarantine doesn't even count, anyways.
It's not even real.
What happens in quarantine stays in quarantine,
unless you have a kid, in which case you're having a kid,
or you get herpes.
That yeah. I guess
that stays with you as well.
I guess our statement is getting debunked. All right. Well, with that STD note, let's get the heck out of here.
I was talking about the wrestler's version, not the STD.
Oh, okay, good. That's true too. Well, we're getting out of here. We'll be back tomorrow, though. That's a dang fact.
Can we do more dual rankings tomorrow?
Oh yeah, that's why we stopped it. So we're gonna do more. There's lots of combinations of dual meets. We'll get Iowa involved. Sorry, Hawkeye fans. Your team's too good. It's not even a question. But we'll do some fun duels with the Hawkeyes. Thank you guys so much for listening.
Hey, listen. Uh-oh. No, can I go for 10 more seconds, Christian?
Get it.
Someone says, I think this is actually, I think it's Troy Snyder's kid, I believe. Spencer says, who from Flow would give DeSanto the best match? I want to bring DeSanto into Flow Wrestling HQ and see who can last the longest.
LJ.
Pay-per-view.
LJ's too big.
Doesn't matter.
He's too big.
All right.
Nope, too big.
Sion.
Piles, Bader.
DeSanto versus Sion. Listen, who says no? Who says no?
I'm in. I'm totally in.
All right, we're in. We'll try to have DeSanto versus Sion live tomorrow on
Do we mean like who lasts the longest to not get tech followed, or literally just who can wrestle DeSanto the longest amount of time before they quit?
No. That would be funny also.
Oh my gosh, that would be terrible. Listen, yeah. I probably wouldn't be able to last longer than Bader, so I probably just after 5 minutes, I was like, screw this is terrible.
You wouldn't last 5 minutes. DeSanto's making you quit in like 3.5.
I couldn't practice. Come on, man. I couldn't practice for 5 minutes. Give me a break. Give me a break. You know what? In this show, this is propaganda. This is BS. Ben's a hater.
He's getting attacked by everybody today.
He's a hater. Bring it. Bring it. Whatever. I'll defend myself better tomorrow. I'm getting out of here. Goodbye. See you Wednesday, jerks.